A moim gościem jest
Now my guest is Ms. Helena Palej, who is responsible for media contact during the Henryk Wieniawski violin making competition. Let me welcome you very cordially too. Helena, as far as I realize, there's plenty of media interest in the competition and it's a very specific thing. Yes, the subject is very interesting. It's a niche question, but I also believe that it's exclusive. It's highly prestigious, it brims with history, with tradition. So approaching the subject of the violin and making violins, I thought that you need to show violin makers as artists, as people who work with plenty of passion, who create beautiful masterpieces of the art of violin making. These are no instruments that are accessible in the shops. That's not mass product. We love those products today. The attention focuses on the crafts, on beautiful things, luxurious. Luxury, why not? That's why I thought about lifestyle media and the presentation of those violins in the context of beauty and a work of art. Certain impossibility of access. Well, this inaccessibility is something that I would like to pay attention to. The first thing is lifestyle, and the other aspect is business. I also wanted to get rich people interested in that. They are not always aware that they can buy an instrument that is worth millions and they can become a sponsor of a very talented musician. Then they are the owners of an exclusive instrument and they make those available to young artists. Many Polish business people don't know that they can do it. Another item is that the competition is strongly international. We've had violins coming from 14 countries of the world. There's been nearly 100 of the instruments. So 100 pieces is quite exceptional. And it's quite exceptional that we also have this done in Poland. Also, the jury is international. That's why I approached this subject so that the competition is valid and valuable not only locally. It's very important for Poznań, of course, and let it stay so. But I also drew attention of more people, of broader circles. Many of them are not really strongly connected to music. They don't know many things about this particular thing. But I believe that this is a very interesting thing. What were the journalists most attracted to? What really did the buy-in? First of all, they didn't know that something like that happens in Poland. Secondly, that this is the world's largest competition, the oldest, and so important. All these things were new to them. These were news, really. And that it takes so much time to build the violin, that the character of this profession is important, that these things are not really disappearing, they are not going away, that you can make a perfect international career building those violins. So this is this point. Now let me add one more thing. Well, there's one more element in the communication, namely the online media, which today have a great impact, and also communication via the social media and also own communication on our website. It's very important as well, and we have been successful here. What tools did you use to promote this competition properly? Well, of course, that's not only my work, it's the work of many people, but a certain concept and, focusing on certain issues was something that we managed to persuade the Wieniawski society, and they do it. Their Facebook, their Instagram works perfectly fine. There's plenty of content. That's really the meat, the nitty-gritty. That's valuable for the reader, and I believe that this will increase the number of people interested in the competition. But who is this content addressed to? This content, the messages are addressed primarily to the people who are interested. Specialists? No, not only specialists, you know, everyone could become interested in that. Anyone who's interested in culture could really get interested in that. I'm not saying that everyone should, because this is really a refined field and it's quite niche. Bloggers, also people who present this content, they can help, even though it's so sophisticated. So you need to reach various groups of people in various manners. Yes, I generally believe that you need to focus on one recipient, but still there are so many threads and so many interesting stories that it really makes sense, but it's not simple today among all the plethora of information that we're receiving. Also in this run, in this everyday, but among all that buzz, it's really difficult. Okay, how about the feedback that you're getting from people who are outside of the instrument making world? People saying that they've learned something, things like those. Well, I've heard that someone commented that, well, they had no idea. Somebody who was really a musician, somebody commented that they didn't know that an event like that takes place in Poland. So all those auditions are streamed live online. And what's the interest in this message and sharing the video message? You need to remember that this competition is highly specialist when we speak of the musical questions. And certainly, listening to the 10 best instruments, which is done by the jury, that's not something that will get a lot of people interested. Even among experts, among the violinists, you need people who would be perfectly talented with perfect ear, who can catch those nuances. What is interesting, really, is that an instrument can be judged like that. We go to a shop and we see this one costs that much, that costs that little, but why so? And why are the skills of violin makers so precious? If we don't share this information, if we don't pass it on, if we don't get the interest of others in those fields, well, these things can really die out, and that's my concern. I really fear this may happen. I really got the germ, and I got keen on the competition and on everything that's connected to the competition, you know, the construction of the instruments. Thank you very much for the interview.